Isolation gown and gloves. This is the only skill you're not required to knock on the door for. The reason why is we're putting on our personal protective equipment outside of the residence room. So the only thing you must do before you start is to wash your hands. The key to this skill is to make sure that when you discard your gown and your gloves, you place them in the biohazard container and not the trash can. Isolation gown and glove is presumed to be done outside of the residence room, so you won't have to knock on the door. The first thing you do for this skill is wash your hands. Then I want to get my gown. I'm going to make sure that I have it correctly, so I'm going to unfold it carefully, looking for seams in the strings. The front is the closed part with the 2 strings on the front, and the open is in the back. First thing we do is put our arms through the gown. Once we put our arms through the gown, we have to tie at the neck first. So it's kind of difficult, but you'll have to do it. You're just going to tie a bow at the neck, not a knot, because you want to be able to get it off. Okay? Now after you've done that, you have to fasten it at the waist. Before you do that, you want to make sure that you're covered completely. So you're going to overlap the back, one side over the other. You'll grab your 2 strings from the front and tie those. Same thing in a bow, not a knot. This may take some practice. Okay, so now we're completely covered. The next thing we do is put our gloves on. When you put your gloves on, you want to make sure that you cover your entire wrist and overlap the cuffs of the gown like so. Okay, so I'm covered from my gloves to my gown. Now the test observer needs to see that you've covered yourself completely in your PPE. So you're going to show her everything, turn around to make sure that you are completely covered. At that point, the test observer will ask you to remove your PPE. We start by removing the gloves first. Let's do the non-dominant hand. Pinch in the middle of the palm. Now you're going to pull that glove off, making sure that you contain it in this glove. We don't want to touch the soiled part of the glove. So now with our bare hands, we go under this glove cuff, careful not to touch the soiled part. We'll pull this glove off. So now we're touching the non-soiled part of the glove. We're going to discard this in the biohazard container. That's very important for this skill. If you put it in the trash can, you will fail. Next, we're going to untie our gown at the neck first, and then at the waist. When removing your gown, you don't want to touch the soiled part, just like your gloves. So you go under the neckline and roll from side to side, containing the contaminated part away from your body. Same thing on this side. We'll roll it so that the soiled part is on the inside, discard it in the biohazard container. After you've done that, you wash your hands and you're done.